Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I wanted to get on today to share a story about this CPR, mental health CPR class I took. So, I originally come from elementary school teacher assistant and teacher position before I started working with more of the community-based organizations. So, one of the requirements or one of the things that I ran into with a lady named Nancy, she was awesome. She taught a class called Youth Mental Health CPR. So it basically was a program where we went over like how to respond to kids who are in crisis situations or kids who are having mental health issues or home issues versus just teaching them information for standardized testing. Um, and that class just was so phenomenal. And it just opened up my eyes to how, like, when the EMS is called out, it's not always a crisis of like resuscitate the heart or anything like that. Sometimes it is a matter of calming a person down or walking them through a situation where mental health is involved. And I thought it was really amazing because I have my master's in mental health. So that's kind of my niche or what I find very interesting. And I just try to delve into that like head first just to learn as much as I can. So in that class, she always suggested, ask somebody um, if you think that they have like suicidal thoughts, like you have to come out and ask them the question, like, do you plan to kill yourself? So I never, had I not taken this class, I would have never asked another human being, like, do you plan on killing yourself today? Because I just don't have those type of thoughts. So I would just think the next person wouldn't have those type of thoughts. But believe it or not, I think I shared in another video previously, people or even children young as age of like fourth grade, which is like 9 or 10, they have beginner thoughts of actually attempting to kill themselves or wanting or having the desire to kill themselves. And I just wanted to make this video to remind people who are in that space or just having a deep sense of anxiety, depression, hopelessness, or anything like that, to just be encouraged to know that you are valuable. You're just not a fly so small in the world that you don't have a value to this world. God created you perfectly and divinely so that you can carry out your mission. And when I'm kind of thinking about what to get on here and say, I kind of write things down just so I won't get lost or forget to leave out some pertinent information. So I believe personally that God wants our death to happen naturally. So to me, I believe an unnatural death is when you do anything within your own power to take your own life. If it doesn't naturally happen, to me, that means it happened unnaturally. So if you wake up the next day, that means that you are naturally meant to be here. So if you are having those thoughts about, that you shouldn't be here, you don't have any value, people won't miss me, the people who you think will not miss you will miss you the most. So sometimes other people don't know how to express how valuable you are to them. But don't be discouraged. Don't think that you need to take your life. So if you do plan to kill yourself today, don't. Um, I learned from the mental health CPR class that that is a question that you need to ask someone. They did like a study or something, and statistically speaking, people said that they were like on a bus to go jump off a bridge, and some people were saved because somebody literally asked them, like, are you planning to do something weird today? Are you planning to kill yourself today? And they decided not to do it because one person in the entire world asked them that question. So sometimes people are just wanting you to ask that question or just wanting you to inquire about, how they're doing or what's going on with them. So I'm not an expert. I don't profess to be a pastor, expert, a mental health therapist, psychologist, any of that. I'm just Jess. So I created this channel just to get on and just share some of my ideas to maybe help the next person. So I did write down God has not finished developing you yet, and you are not just a fly in the earth. So those are just my thoughts on the topic. I don't profess to be perfect or know all the knowledge about certain stuff, but I do know that when I'm led to get on here, like I said, I always pray before getting on here. I don't say anything that I haven't been led to say. I always try to give my own testimony about certain things, but I know that that was just a sore topic in the class. Like, so many people got emotional, some people started crying, and it was just a pivotal moment of like maybe they had contemplated on committing suicide, or they knew someone who actually attempted and succeeded, taking their own life. So it's a kind of one of those topics where people don't talk about it a lot, but I think that is something that should be talked about if you are led to speak about it or ask somebody about it, because you just never know. You may be the last person that person is in contact with before they jump off a bridge or do something to harm themselves. So if you're interested in taking that mental health CPR class, you should probably Google in your state what it's all about, research it to see if it's something that you would want to take. But I think everybody that's working in the public sector or customer service or anything like that, where you are in contact with many different people, it would be helpful because it just trains you that everything isn't like a 911 come and lock the person up or escalated situation when something happens. Sometimes you need to approach emergency situations in a different route using different methods other than just like handcuffs and escalating the situation. And I think they said that like when you call 911, you should ask or tell the person that it's like a de-escalation situation where they don't need to be like afraid, but the person just may need a different type of help. And I think my certification expired last year, but it may be something I do again just to keep up on common knowledge about how you can help people out in the community if you're faced with a situation like that. All right, so that was all I wanted to discuss today. So thank you for joining me, and I hope that this video helps save someone's life today because you are valuable. Talk to you soon.